Welcome to another episode of Let's Roll Out, ladies and gentlemen. Today we bring you the entry-level Mercedes. Now, for most of our viewers, they have been requesting cars that they can actually afford. See, we do a lot of luxury performance vehicles, and today we're answering the call from you guys. Today we take a look at this, the Mercedes Gla 250 on Let's Roll Out. Now, the first place I want to take a look at is the back seats. The driver's seats are already set for my driving position, and I want to check the space. See, I am 6'2", and stepping into the vehicle is very easy. What is beautiful is that clearance above your head is very good. This car comes equipped with the panoramic sunroof. Now, when it comes to in front of my knees, there's still space there that I'm able to move without making contact with the seats. Under the seat, there's enough clearance that my legs can fit comfortably. So it is very comfortable, even though it's a small SUV. Now, what I'd like to take a look at next is the back. Of course, it is an SUV, and you would like to take your luggage. So let's take a look at the trunk space. Now, to open the trunk, is just a lever at the center, just below the Mercedes emblem, which opens up to a 421 liter trunk capacity. You can also increase that to 1,235 by folding the seats down. The numbers are great, but I like to be a little more realistic. It can take a full suitcase very easily. The only thing you may have to worry about is that it has a small lifting area for removing your luggage, and nothing to worry about too much. So we've taken a look at the back seats and the trunk capacity. So it's time for us to get into the front. Now, getting into the GLA is a little bit elevated. You have to raise your foot and lower your head, because even though it carries a higher ride stance, the roof is a bit low. So getting in, you have to be mindful not to hit your head. But once you're inside, it's extremely comfortable. The visibility out the front is big. You get that long hood, giving you a more of a powerful stance. This car comes with a lovely steering wheel. It's at the right size. And also, it does come with steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. The difference with the Mercedes is that the gear shifter is on the steering wheel column. In the center, there is that commonly known instrumentation where you can activate you have your quick access buttons for your telephone navigation, your radio, your system. And on the right side of that, you have the telephone buttons. Of course, it is always best to stop when dialing. Just above it, there is that small infotainment screen, which is controlled by the swivel dial right here in the center. You have the option to control all the systems in the vehicle. Of course, it works very fast, and just by pushing up or down, you can activate or get to the different functions on the screen. Now, it has a small glove compartment, enough just for your manuals. On the doors, there's enough space that you're able to fit a 1 liter bottle, so you can carry your things. In the center, there is a small storage compartment to hold more of your belongings, your telephone, your wallet. Just in front of that, there is 2 cup holders. Now, in the cup holders, they carry levers that you're able to adjust for different sizes. Now, from looking at it, they do seem very skinny, and I wonder how they will affect during driving. Just in front of that, again, there's a little more storage, and there's a single 12-volt socket for connecting your electronic devices and things of that nature. Of course, this vehicle has dual zone climate control, and it is a Mercedes, so some of these things are expected, known. The seating position of this car, it is absolutely perfect. Now, there isn't that much in the form of bolstering, because it's not meant to be that of a backroad burner, but it's still very comfortable. You have lumbar supports to make for a more pleasant ride. the Mercedes GLA. So let's take it on the road and see what this car is like to drive. So now we get to drive the Mercedes GLA 250. Now what do you get with this car? You get a 2-liter turbocharged motor up front that puts out 208 horsepower. Now why that might seem low, it's the torque. You get 258 foot-pounds of torque. See, that's what gets this almost 3,300 pound vehicle going and getting up to speed. Now it is not a rocket, because it'll only get to 100 in just under 7 seconds. It does come with the start-stop option to save on fuel. This vehicle is rated at 10.3 in the city and 7.6 for highway. From the outside, this is, I cannot put my finger on it, but it is not a design that would make me say, oh, so nice or curvaceous or beautiful. It leaves me with a question mark. But when you come to the inside, it is nicely laid out. It has enough room for 4 adults to be comfortable. You can sit 5, maybe for a little bit of time. From the seating position here in the driver's seat, the visibility is absolutely so clear out the front because you have a more elevated seating position. Again, it is an SUV, so you have that kind of a stance. As you look out the front, you have these 2 bulges on the hood that reminds you of the C63 AMG. Don't be fooled. Nothing AMG is in this. But what you get is a cabin that is absolutely so quiet, perfect for conversation. It rides on 18-inch wheels outside, and the 50 profile tires does an excellent job of keeping the bumps and you isolated from them. You get a small steering wheel and it gives you the right feedback. Again, this is not a vehicle that you're going to be tossing through the twisties to be going so fast, but it's very soft and reacts well. As you turn the steering wheel, the car has a little bit of a body roll to it. Again, it is a higher vehicle, so the center of gravity will give you that kind of a swing motion. But yet, how many people do that during their driving? The transmission is a 7-speed transmission, and it shifts very smooth and very relaxing because Mercedes, again, this is what they're known for. But if you should feel the need to have a little bit more of a spirited drive, hit those paddle shifters and downshift. The car does wake up a little bit, and with each shift now, you can feel it, and it gives you a little bit of a thump to try to mimic a sportier drive. As you plant your foot, the 4-cylinder up front starts to scream, but what is really cool is that it actually accelerates really, really nice. A person who's looking at a vehicle like this, I don't think you will complain for the type of acceleration that you have. And once again, like I said before, it's the torque that gets you. Floor it and you get just a little bit of a hum coming from the 4-cylinder, and it's out the tailpipe at the back. The car is absolutely so insulated, and only until you start to get up into higher speeds where you get a little bit of a wind noise coming from the pillars. Anything to complain about? No. Of course, it has all the safety features you could want. It has the blind spot monitoring, front and side airbags. Safety, of course, comes with every Mercedes. Comfort is not something that you will complain about with this car. The 2013 Mercedes GLA 250. If you're able to get past that look on the outside, when you get inside, you'll be pleasantly surprised. The contrast is created with the tan interior and the black. the wood trim that flows along the dash, the panoramic sunroof that brings so much light into the cabin that gives it such a spacious and airy feel inside will make you feel at home very quickly. Now, while that is great, the one issue that we had with this car today, we had to boost it twice in order to get it going. But that is easily fixed with a replacement of a battery and you'll be on your way. The GLA 250. It's a nice car.